Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. So today is a whip and chat and I'm doing it on my custom dog painting from the Diamond Den. So let me just actually zoom out, let me just move the iPad because I kind of put it on it so I could read your comments in a minute. But this is it so far. I had to change Isabel's chin because I learnt that I'd done it all completely wrong. I'd put on the hashtag symbol instead of the pie symbol because they look really similar. I think the hashtag symbol's a bit darker, but when everything else is covered up, the pie symbols look like they are hashtags, so I did get it a bit wrong. But let me just zoom back in on this section that I'm working on today. It is the last bit of Charlie Wally and her little face, and then I'm over halfway done, and then it's just their bodies in the ground to do, and I am done. So I did start doing the @ symbol last night, so I'm going to start on that again, but first I'd like to introduce you all to my new tray. So this is a pastel blue tray that we have made. It is a new pastel blue, so it's not quite the same as the old one, but it has a lid that slides off now. This one I gave myself because it had just a little mark on it, so I wasn't going to give that to customers, but I wanted one, so I got this one. So it is new, fresh out the printer. So let's take it for a bit of a spin, shall we, with this. So symbol drills in, shake it up, and it just lines so amazingly. I love using our trays, but of course I do. I had to do a lot of testing when we first designed them, because it only ever was meant to be like, for me, I wanted a tray. I wanted a 3D printed tray from Etsy, but at the time it was only like American sellers, and the price for one was like £30 when you included delivery. And James said to me, well, I've got a 3D printer, I could totally print you one, and you could buy filament for that price, a whole roll. So, you know, we can play about and we can make you the perfect tray. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So we had a lot of playing around. I had to do a lot of diamond painting, oh dear, to test it. I know it's torture, right? But I did. I tested them out and we came up with the design, which was the original design. And then I remember just putting it on a Facebook group like, this is my new diamond painting tray that my partner made me, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, you need to sell them. Can I have one? So that's how it all came about. It was never an intention to sell, but we did, and now lots of people can have them and love them like I do. So oh dear, I'm just coughing, let me have a drink. Oh, that's better. So my week, what has been happening? Well, I've been off this week, or the last week, should I really say. It was half term, so I didn't do much, to be fair. I went out with my friend Ellie on Wednesday. We went to Meadowhall, which is a shopping centre. I always just say I went to Meadowhall, like everybody knows what I'm on about when I say I went to Meadowhall. Most people don't. So I went to the shopping centre with my friend and her daughter, and that was nice. And I feel like I did something every day. I went to look around a school actually on Tuesday, to potentially work at, which was alright. It's weird, you know, when you're looking at a school, in the sort of idea of it could be where you work, it's weird. I didn't necessarily get the feeling of like I could see myself working there, but there was nothing wrong and there was nothing I could pinpoint. So I've applied, and if I get to the interview, that's another opportunity to kind of go and decide, because obviously the ball's in my court as much as it is theirs. They could want me to work there and I might decide it's not the place for me. So like I said, the ball's in my court as much as it is in theirs, so we'll see what happens. But it's exciting times, and it will be very, very good when I secure a position, because it'll be a weight lifted right off of my shoulders. I've got to amend the applications and submit them to another few places, so that'll be a today job. In fact, James should be getting on it because he is helping me with the writing up, because I'm dyslexic and I find writing very, very hard. So he actually helps a little bit for me to do it. So yeah, I'm good at interviews because I'm good at actually speaking it. That's me. Like, I'm really good at saying and talking through like my experience or why I want the job. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm good at expressing myself through talk, through voice, through written word. No, it is so difficult for me to just do. It don't work. That's why I failed my history A level, because I couldn't write for toffee. But yeah, so that was like that. And then the biggest news that happened on Thursday morning, so Wednesday night, actually it was Thursday morning, James's sister had her baby, so I am now an auntie to a niece, or to a little girl, and she's called Savannah Rose. And yeah, that was eventful. So Wednesday evening I went to her house because she was having contractions, and I bought something actually while I was at the shopping centre. I bought this balloon for her son Spencer, because you know he has to be spoilt too, you know, you can't just forget about it. And it's definitely hard for little kids when they get a sibling, because the whole entire dynamic changes, the whole entire world for them changes. So I thought, oh, I'll get him this, like, it's this balloon but it walks with you, so it's got like weights as feet, so you can basically drag this balloon along. And I got him a giraffe one, so I went to take that round and I stayed for a bit, and she was having contractions and they were waiting for her to be able to go into hospital to have her waters broken, which she got the call at about 9:30 at night. And then she went in, they broke her waters at like 10 o'clock, and by 12:30 in the morning she had her. So 4 pushes and she were out, which is, must be one of the perks of your second child, but it's just a lot quicker, because my mum had my brother in 1 push. So, you know, get your second one done and dusted, because it's not as hard apparently. Obviously that's a joke, every single labour is different, but I just can't believe how quick she came. But having said that, so when we were at her baby shower, we did them, you know, prediction cards, and obviously predicting was the date on there as well. And little old me predicted the 24th of February, which was indeed Thursday, because remember she came at 12:30 in the morning. So her birthday, the 24th of February, is what I said like months ago was the date that she'd come. So I predicted her birthday, and I wasn't far off her weight either, because I predicted £5.6 and she was £5.8. So yeah, you can just start calling me psychic. That's fine. I'll be charging for psychic readings in the short time, in the near future. I'm joking. But yeah, that was really nice, and we've literally just been round today to see her and have cuddles. So it's now Saturday, so she's 2 days old, and I went and had a cuddle, a snuggle, and so did James. I got first dibs because James got first dibs on Spencer, which I still hold against him now. But Lauren was like, which is James' sister, right, he was holding her first, and I was like, me. I've already decided it's me. So yeah, James is useless though holding kids. He's so like, what do I do with them? You're like, you just hold it, James. Like, he had both hands. Like, she weighs probably about £5.6 right now, because they lose a lot of the birth weight, don't they? Babies, they lose about 10% of the birth weight. So, and he was holding her like, I don't even know. Like, help me, Lord help me when I have kids, because I won't trust him. I said to Lauren, I was like, don't trust him. Never mind Spencer, which is my nephew, holding him, holding her. I trust Spencer to hold her more than I do James, because he literally looks so uncomfortable. Like, I think sometimes when you're that cautious with babies, it's more dangerous than when you're not. I don't know, that's just how it looks. I'm just like, just relax. Like, she's gonna be fine. But yeah, so that was really cute today. We went and had baby cuddles. So I've got to sort myself out there today, because it's back to school on Monday. Oh, can you hear me yawning? I still don't feel rested. I feel like I need 5 years to rest. I'm already an old lady. And I haven't even started yet with work and children and whatnot, but I'm knackered. So yeah. Anyway, on to, I think it's about time to go through questions and comments from this last week. So they were open. So let's start with Vicky Bates says she has 2 of the Huracan storage containers, and they are her favourite ones. Yeah, so they are the ones that are like the Elizabeth Ward, but they're like knockoff ones. I call them Huracan containers because the first I ever saw of them were from Huracan on AliExpress. But everybody's doing them now. They are everywhere in his dog, so you can totally get the knockoff ones, and they're not Huracan containers, like they're not branded Huracan. It's just like I said, that was the store that I got them from initially. So when you hear me say Huracan containers, I mean the knockoff Elizabeth Wards. I actually did have a question one time on one of my videos, someone going, aren't they the Elizabeth Wards? No, these are the knockoffs. It's really difficult to get the Elizabeth Wards in this country. I don't know why. I went onto Amazon to have a look myself, to buy another set of the Elizabeth Wards, because they are ever so slightly like nicer, just with the clasp and stuff, and they're more of a clear white. They just look a little bit better. So I was gonna buy another one of them, and they literally aren't even on there. You can't get them, it's so difficult to get. And then if you do go on the internet trying to find them, they're like £50, which is very expensive. I'm not prepared to pay that. Not when you can get the knockoffs for £15. So yeah, no, I don't know where you can get them. I see a lot of people like in the States and stuff get them for a reasonable price, but one woman once posted that she spent about $20 on them, and you get like a set of like 3 show up, or 4 or whatever. Oh, I keep yawning. So yeah, they're reasonably priced in some places, just not in the UK, and like I said, they're like non-existent on Amazon and really hard to come across on the internet for the UK. I only got mine because Val sent it to me. She couldn't use them, so I purchased them off of her. I don't know where she got them from, probably Amazon. I think she purchased them for quite an expensive price as well. Bless her. So Vicky then says, so now that you have your house, when do you think we will see a wedding ring on your left hand? I told James this. I saw the comment and I told him straight away. I said, I've been asked here, when you're getting a ring on my finger, you know, as Beyonce said, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And he's like, I've got to save up. But I did originally say March. Like, I originally said next month was like my limit, because I want to start planning my wedding. Because I'm 24 and I wanted to be married by 25, which I'm not going to be. So I want to be married by 25 and have my first kid by 26. That's not happening now, so I'm pushing it back a year. So it is now, now I want to be married by the time I'm 26. But still, that is, what, 2024? So we need to get engaged so I can start planning my wedding if I'm going to get married in 2024. Or else I'll be well fuming. Honestly, I want children. Before I'm, well, like 27 has to be my limit. My mum was 28 when she had me, and then 31 when she had my brother. I just want to be younger than that. I'm ready. I'm like totally ready now. So it's like the one thing in life that I've always wanted is children, and I want to start trying. So yes, he better propose. So Liz Harrison said, love the way the Kohler sign is bagged up. I think it might be the rock and roll era. Yes, Liz, that's the era I was thinking of. So she's on about last week's unboxing. Yeah, 100%. I think it is the rock and roll era. When was that? What time? Is it the 1940s? So it is like the World War era, isn't it? Is it? No, it can't be. I don't know. When was the rock and roll era? I might ask Siri. Hey Siri, when was the rock and roll era?
Here's an answer from wikipedia.org. Rock and roll, often written as rock and roll, or rock and roll, is a genre of popular music that evolved in the United States during the late 1940s and early 1950s.
Yeah, 1940s, 1950s, yeah. Kind of agree, because that was after the World War, wasn't it? And the whole, that what I was saying, like that sign with like trying to get women in war and stuff, it looks very much similar to that. So yeah, that makes sense. It came a little bit after that. The colour sign, I can't remember when it was. Is that the one that was bagged up really nice? I was like, ooh, yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? It was like in really nice baggies, and they just looked really good drills. So I am looking forward to working on that one, because it looks really, really good. Right, I'm now doing the hashtag, the dreaded hashtag symbol that has caused me much pain. But it's all over our Shalsey Walsey, because she is dark brown on a little mush mush. So it won't look weird on here. It just did on Isabel, because she is, I mean, she's black and white, but underneath her chin she's definitely not dark brown. So it just looked really, really wrong. So crafting with Shay. She is lovely. I literally just started watching crafting with Shay videos. I just saw one the other day that come on, and I pressed on it and I was like watching it. Well, I think I was eating my breakfast. I've been diamond painting. I was like, oh my gosh, she seems just such a nice, lovely person. So I subscribed, and I left her a comment and said, like, basically what I've just said. She seems lovely and I'm a new subscriber. So she has said, love your accent. Oh my gosh. It just makes me laugh, that, because honestly, where I'm from, in the UK, so I'm from Yorkshire, so I've got a very Yorkshire accent, and honestly, it's one of the least liked ones, I think. I genuinely do. Like, oh, it's one that's not really associated as a, like, it's not an accent you think, when you think of like British accents, every country apart from England just thinks all Brits sound like they're from down south, which is like either how the Queen speaks or alright governor. I'm really bad at accents, by the way, so just don't judge. You know, which, or like very Cockney. So there's no real in between. They just think we're all either Cockneys or like speak like the Queen and have the Queen's English, which is not true. We have lots of accents, but in the UK, like, even still, like, most people, like, if comedians are going to use an accent to take the mick out of, it's 99% of the time going to be either Mancunian, which is what they think the Yorkshire accent is as well, because Manchester, Lancashire, which is close to Yorkshire, Lancashire is the county that Manchester's in. Well, actually, isn't Manchester in Greater Manchester? I have no idea how counties work. Anyway, but Lancashire and Yorkshire are like the two regions that are like the start of up north, shall I say. Like, if you think of up north, you think of Newcastle, and you think like Yorkshire and Lancashire. They're like the main northern places of England. Oh, my camera cut off again. I was too busy enthralling in a conversation about accents. And yeah, I was saying that, like, in the UK or in England, if you think about a northern accent, it'd be like Lancashire or a Newcastle accent, a Geordie accent. Nobody really ever thinks of a Yorkshire accent, but they know that, like, Yorkshire is us missing out words or say t instead of the. So you say, I'm just going down road to shop. So, which I do say quite often. So you wouldn't say down the road to the shop. You'd say, I'm going down road to shop. So that is a Yorkshire accent. And I definitely wouldn't say that it is a accent people in this country love. It's just not. Everybody loves a Geordie accent. I think that's probably the most loved. Like when you're with a Geordie, people will be like, "Oh my god, your accent's amazing." And then the Welsh accent, which I'm sure there are lots of different accents in Wales, but like the Welsh, yeah, it's still an accent to me. It's all an accent. It's just the Welsh accent. I think people love that because that just sounds so like lovely. Least liked accents, the Birmingham one. That probably gets the most stick. The Birmingham accent. Everybody likes to take the mick out of that. And this isn't my opinion, guys. I'm just saying. I don't judge on accents, but I'm just saying in general, like if you hear of a comedian or you know, people generally speaking, the Birmingham accent's the most disliked. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't say, most people would say that's a shame, most people would not say they love my accent, but thank you. I will take it nevertheless. So, oh, I've got a long one here. So Denise says, let me just have a look. This is on the Kitten Down of the People's Princess. Okay, it's good to put into context, know what video we're talking about. Denise says that she loves Rebecca's little labels, but decided to do her own thing too. This is because in my storage I made my own labels and my own cards and stuff like that. So although I used the same sort of system, I didn't like buy any of the stuff from her, not because it wasn't good or anything, just because I prefer to make things myself, and I like designing stickers and making them the way I want them. So yeah, that's what she's talking about. But she says, I don't do anything special with my baggy stickers since I keep companies separate and print as I need them. But I recently redid all the divider cards with the number and the official DMC colour name. I love that idea of having the colour name, because like there's a lot of them have like an actual name and then they'll have like dark, medium and light of the colour. So for example, you could have, and this is only because I was looking at Gem's phone the other day, of a video that should be coming this week. You'll hear me say tangerine. So there's a dark tangerine, a medium tangerine and a light tangerine. So tangerine is the colour, and then you've got the different shades of tangerine, different brightnesses, I guess. So she's put them names on the actual dividers. I think that's really cool. She opted for a pretty typewriter font, and it unintentionally came out looking a bit vintage, in part due to me having used black dividers. I cut some super thick school folders that I waited to go on sale after back to school season to have a bit more durability, which I also think is really good. Like, I think the cutting like really thick card would also be really good if you were wanting to divide like Rebecca does. And we're on about Rebecca at 4 Kids at 147, or she's now Add More Zest on YouTube. But yeah, no, I lost my train of thought there. She uses some foam board to actually make extra dividers that say her 100s, 200s, whatnot. The folder thing, using some extra thick like card, is also a very good idea for that. I like that idea. So thank you for that, Denise. Vicky says that painting is beautiful. I keep hearing about heaven and earth designs. What is that? So once again, this is still on about the People's Princess. It is an absolutely stunning painting. I think, I say stuff in all different videos and I just don't even know what I say when and where. I want to say I was talking about using my spares to do a Heaven and Earth Designs. What Heaven and Earth Designs is, it's a company that does cross stitch patterns. So it is primarily used for cross stitch, but what diamond painters have started doing, or originally what they started doing, was buying a cross stitch pattern, buying a blank canvas and doing the pattern onto a blank canvas, so you can't see the symbols or anything, you would just have like an empty grid. But one of these diamonds is like one cross, a full cross on a cross stitch. So the patterns look almost identical to what you would see on the canvas of a diamond painting. It's just on a sheet. So people started doing that. And a lot of people would go to companies to buy the drills. So they would go to different shops. I don't know any of them because I've never done it before or anything. But they would go to different stores and say, oh, I need so many of these drills. Can I purchase them? So they would just purchase bags of drills and do paintings that way. And some people, literally, that's how they diamond paint, which I find pretty awesome. But then Heaven and Earth Designs have like fully embraced the fact that people are now using theirs for diamond paintings as well. And they have decided to do their own canvases. So before you'd have to go onto like AliExpress or wherever and buy a blank canvas. But now Heaven and Earth Designs prints the pattern that you want onto a canvas and just sends you the canvas. So I actually really wish more shops would give the option of not having the drills, because I'd love to do a round painting as well like that, to use up my rounds when I acquire more, because I do see myself acquiring a fair amount of both round and square, but you can only really do blank canvases with square. I mean, I was thinking to myself I could potentially do one where it's very white or very light colours. You could potentially do round, because it's not really going to hit if you've got the white shining through, but it just doesn't look quite as good. And I do think that it would be a bit more of a pain in the bum if you get the one where it's just the pattern, because that's just a bit too much effort. Like, you'd have to keep marking off what you've done, and I'm not a cross stitcher, so I'm not used to that in the first instance. And there's an app called Pattern Keeper which you can use to put your diamond painting patterns onto, and then that can like mark them off. But either way, you're still having to do something to mark off the ones that you've placed, so you know which ones you've done. Just is a bit complex, a bit too hard on the brain, which I don't mind if I have to, but I think it is nicer if you've got the canvas with the symbols already on. That would be my ideal, I think, way of doing it, but who knows. So then Sharon Said says, I love that you acknowledge Rebecca as being the YouTuber who first started the box system. So many pretend that it is their original idea. As a subscriber, this is the issue that annoys me the most. God, I can't even speak today. Yeah, so, you know, I'm all for being honest and giving people credit where credit's due. I don't think enough people give credit two others in this world, and it's really, really sad. I don't think people are intentionally trying to be like, oh, this was an idea I came up with. They just kind of skim over it. It's like, oh, this is my system. Which, to be fair, I don't always say in every single video, this was Rebecca's. I try to do it as much as I can, because I am all for giving credit. But, I mean, it's the system I use. Thus, like, I would say, oh, this is my system, as in, this is what I do. It's not me saying, oh, I came up with it. I think it's a well-known system now in the diamond painting community that everybody uses. And so I do think that some people don't even know she was the one that started it. But I am literally like, I will always say, oh, I got this idea from Rebecca. But some people might have got the idea from someone that's got the idea from Rebecca but never watched one of her videos, so don't actually know. That could also be a possibility. But I definitely think it is wrong that if you are going to sit there and go, oh, I came up with this idea, I am the person that first originally decided to do it like this. If you are claiming that and making that claim, well, first of all, you've got to be pretty damn sure that there's never been anybody that's done that. Why do you think they have like business laws about patenting and like stuff like that? It's because of all this. You've got to be pretty sure if you're saying, oh, I invented this, I came up with this. So it's a big claim to make. So I think even if I came up with that idea off of my own back sort of thing, like, I don't know, I just thought, oh, I could get this box, a gift box or a photo box or whatever, make dividers and put the bags in. I would never then go and claim this is my original idea, if you know what I mean, because you have to do a bit of research to back up claims like that. So yeah, I think I've just rambled on about that point. I don't know why. Oh, oops, I meant to touch it. Right, a couple more comments then. Liz again, she says that love that picture of your woofs, they are so cute. Yes, my woofs are very naughty and very cute. Charlie is the naughtiest, so the one I'm doing now is definitely the naughtiest. Because she always wants biscuits. 24/7 wanting to have her face filled. I have to admit she takes after me. I want food 24/7. I'm having a Chinese tonight and I cannot wait. I think I'm just going to have though chow mein. Like my auntie did this last week and I thought, do you know what, she sat there and really enjoyed her dinner. She just had a full portion of chow mein to herself. I might just do that. I might just have a full portion of chow mein. Get like a duck chow mein or a house special chow mein with all the different meats in it. Yeah, I'm going to do that, I think. Liz also says that all her second-hand stuff was from friends and family. So this was on last week's WIP and Chat. We were talking about she when she bought her house, she had everything second-hand, but it was really nice when she could buy new stuff. And she just said that it was all from friends and family. Which I think is a great thing if they're able to help you out and give you some stuff when you first get a house. That's really cool. Ours, we just bought everything new just because simply, you know, we could, so we didn't need to take off our friends and family. But I'm very fortunate to have done that. So I think if I wasn't and I had to, then absolutely I would have been getting second-hand stuff where I could. And that is all of the comments. I feel like I got through today's WIP and Chat a lot quicker than last week. So keep your questions coming, keep your comments coming. If you're watching this and you're watching then a video later in the week, pop a comment on there. I'll always read them all out. I've got no other special mentions this week. Don't forget to check out though all the links in the description box for our trays. Our new tray is up on Etsy. It's in a limited quantity, so if you are wanting them, go on, check it out, have a look. But equally, if you don't want the slidey lids and you like the old trays but we're holding off for whatever reason, go and grab the version 1 trays of them, because as we roll out the version 2 I will be drawing back on the version 1 trays. I'll be getting rid of them. So the next colour to go on the printer I believe is pink, so then the pink version 1 tray will no longer be available. So if you do want that, go and make sure that you get it. Or if you do want the blue or of the new slidey tray, make sure you go and get that as well, because there are a limited quantity, and once they have sold out they won't be available for a little while until we get back round to doing the blue, which if I sell out really really fast I might do quite quickly, but yeah, there's not, that's annoying me as I'm trying to tap these back and talk at the same time. Yeah, they won't be available 24/7, like they'll be available when I do them, is basically what I was trying to say. I'm just trying to get these out. I actually like to do that now better. Like I used to tap on the side, but now actually if you just shake everything together they come out pretty good. So yeah, have a look at Hatfield Designs, the Etsy page, if you do want to purchase any trays. I thought there was something I was painting then, but obviously no obligation. But also, like I said, look at the links in the description, go on the link tree, because there is discount codes and things like that on there that you can use if you're ever thinking of purchasing from like the likes of Diamond Art Club, Dreamers Designs. I've got some more on there that I can't even think, is Craftably on there, all sorts. So go and check it out and have a look. And yeah, until next time guys. Oh, I don't want to just do that, I want to say the whole thing. So thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, and of course watching. And until next time, I will see you in the next one.